A meeting of phrases from the shifting woodscape. The lugworm is a red alien, lit by the wet lozenge of the sun. The oyster catchers find a way to waltz on the temporary shores. The sublime comes and soaks the estuary. The birds chattering like electricity. It could be Hong Kong in the rush hour. Buildings emptying of people, odd voices gossiping in the streets, not enough time to eat on the go. In the end they pause. Up to their knees in the city, strangers. The wind passes through the gaps in the hotels. The mudflats will reappear in Norfolk, given a little patience.
Snetism. Calling Redshank land at last on the mud. 6 inch deeper lugworms, innocent of the pink wind chiming back. The channel of seawater free of questions, unlike hollowing godwit running on the purple edges, excited by the lengthening. The sea takes its evening tide. The tide waits lunar instructions. There are the remnants of a groin, used to break the dusk waters. The birds understand lost phonemes. The beauty is an adaptation. Oyster catcher squeals prise open the air before they land. Under the hemisphere of sky, each with a claim to unhomely, clinging now to their territory.
My ask me do much. My as me do much, sperigoia ingestines. No bowing warging wine, fisty superlation gubacan, germs a sheaf, the torsos entwined sparging, bubbling panicky me o sod, the mauve spring rose delications of rejuvenation. For the glory of a wog on high, belly button wiggles with rum in a drum, that island shipment brothels bordello is a dark man's mind. Digging in entrenchment dark and sober, pleasant dallies in the river of rhymes, oligarchic rivalries, wrestling big daddies to the ground, with noise at a lady and a cat, who spews her stomach right down on the ruby mat. Jigger jumping giraffes water their long noses in supreme branches, the wolves humming, hunting in a pack of carders falling like snow in Narnia, and a silent purr of the lion's mane. God was crucified on a nailed cross, which is a sham. The bluish birds twittering Torontoed machinations, nattering among old women and their nags. Haphazard dukes cover the car parks of fate. 'Tis getting the dawn of late. The real-time skies sing ode to Joyce, James and Finnegan, proposing electrifications on a typewriter that refuses to write. This is in the end the all-significant of late last man's glorious fight. Whistling screams, dungeonator morass, urination detonated relaxative disputation. The heartbeat of the jungle's leafy monkeys dream hide they're all close and clopen. Babana, apples, mango and shed peel, that rebels of bark, cagination of costification, hallelujah to Olivia, mission of superflation. Weasels scurry on their white bellies over bones extraction, filtrations. The tiger is prowling wild for the cubs in the den, and Mary, her frock wraps blinding her face. Bulls the Lord's big plaids with their lacing feet. Cardinals separate, forced by a wistful condition, the ibis and the glossy albino. Rub their eyes, hyena, lost in the wood, who should, who would. Education, morales, minimalis, oh yeah, he could, Louismus. Can you speak foreign? She states, like the live stocking's feet, that my arms, hands cannot quite meet. We, the innocent incantations of our secrets, bursting open, poppy seeds of fires into consumption, missile and weight, west and toward north. Business, fair city, where Molly Malone sits alone and pretty. We gaze, and we know. The good girl, invisible in the next worm, vomits up her limit to incessant differations of underlying traits, an overdose in desperate sin, no one to save us the truth. The realizing all those old streets here is diffident. The part-time guitar player tunes his chord, such as we muse. This one more night we fill up an equalated pain, and our refrain is one of concord. All of us are a hive built to timber the fells and subsides in the transcendental glow. That space with its iconographic objects, giving the sense of place to habitation. We have all walked now, far, far inland, surrounded by sea. How much further will we made our God's fortunes before we have fight for England? Those sonorous burns on our barks park, that the wind-soaked dog's lap and licks, once a friend, once betrayed. Two hump-snake-eyed pellet-belly dromedary. We let the shining poor farmers fearing equanimity, 4-horsewomen flying through gas hazy prosine and duplex. The amoeba entwine a cord in stimulated sex, viruses from outer space, land deranging inhabitation, going forward to multiply, disadvantage and girdle man's noise with its celestial ambitions. That firefly of remoter articulations, there lie more numerous throbbing heads of jellyfish and molten pulse. There breaches the lines that haunch upon the rare darkened spots. Chocolates taste nice in the winter, better than the
clay marshes at dusk,
gleaming
on the wilds below. The moon shadows purplish glow. Is it the reed-bed swell of roosting starlings, gurgling in applauded swoop? Is it demon's wheel of skirling rail, hiding in brackish marsh? Is it 100 geese, scaling sugar beet fields, cormorants, watered hook by a slithering owl? I am under the final light again, which spooks the wading birds, waiting when the time was to occur on demand. The sand eels flicker half asleep in the sea. I head into darker places, where I am like those cormorants at play, who rest their silhouettes across the sand by the lagoon. I may be visited by relatives prowling up to ours, with their prehistoric secrets, or I'll be left alone. A place I believe myself safe. A system of nervous checks operates over my body in faint repose. The revolving circuit. And though I'm impassive, I will twitch in the centre of night, tied to a glistening vision and a greater dream.
The Barn Owl. Our gods are telling us of the owl's survival after nightfall. Dry, light wings, hunting, floating, face full of eyes, ray made of sorrow. One dare to make a sound, trembling in the darkness as if on a wire, or else a screech lonely over the reeds. I wish to fly like a soft owl by a riverbank. I can hear barn voices always noticed. Every night fledgling owls screech into the corners of the outbuildings and wait for more morsels of suffering to feed on. The owlets will grow into angel creatures, hunting in the dark, They won't relinquish the mice or the moon.
Order parameter. The temperature of consistency strength. The spatter of seagulls clinging to a blue windowsill. The flight of gull into rain-streaked winds, as if crossing the Nishimori line. The rise of wind primary. Ice swept
Order
and creaked
parameter.
horses, murmuring around cold buildings.
The temperature
The
of
collapse of a
consistency
wave.
strength.
Immature black-backed
The smatter
winter plumage.
of seagulls
Gulls
clinging
surfing
to a
in the
blue
sky,
window sill.
unable to divorce the sea.
The flight
The
of gull
psychoanalysis
into rain-streaked
of
winds,
birds.
as if crossing the Nishimori line.
Gulls form the lull
The
of
rise of
feeling,
wind primary.
forming a great
Ice,
arch.
wet,
The
and
mood
creaked voices
under the larch.
murmuring
They
around
winter
cold buildings.
on the grey waters.
The collapse of
The
a
late
wave.
Lethe.
Immature
The mimic of the
black-backed
sky,
in
surfing like
winter
psychiatry,
plumage.
wintering on the
Gulls
pensive lake.
circling the sky,
Gulls,
unable to
scholem
divorce
holes.
the sea.
The cathexis, the thing, the flight, remembering the night, and the Jungian analysis. Wing-tips rising, cutting into the bare wide air, like a pale daytime star, white shallow throats swallowing. Sense, an eye lens, an ego found among debris, toward the gulls' destinies, the sound of defter existence. Oh, the sorrow, the patience of early November, to roost among a lovely shiver, their world an unending home, thus Oedipus, or the loss of the mother, on the silver surface. There is a clear glassed plain, whence evidence of an avian connection, the gulls' secret mentation, their shoreline recovery.